Good morning, my lovelies. The order of the day is to work in the garden. But first, I need to have my coffee. I gotta have my coffee. This Romeo is just full of cobwebs. So which means it's got a little resident living in it. But it's good because them little spiders are protecting my little Romeo from being eaten by mealybugs. And it's about to flower. Can you see a tiny little pimple forming in the center of that one? So that tells me that it's about to flower, and it's autumn here in Australia. And this is the last month of autumn. And Echeveria Agavoides Romeo is growing. So this is the time when they grow. During summer, actually, contrary to popular belief that Echeveria grows in summer, they're actually dormant. And the weather cools down and they start growing. So this is for the agavoides. Different, hang on, I'll just go clean this up while I'm chatting with you. Different Echeverias have different growing season, so it is very specific to a very specific species. And when it comes to the hybrids, like the Pachyphytum, that's already Pachyphytum Echeveria or Graptoveria, then or Sedeveria, that's actually another different one. Sedeveria is the same actually. The growing season is during autumn and not during summer. So it's basically autumn, winter, and spring. So here in Australia or countries which has a temperate climate like ours. Okay, so I'm getting carried away with all the cobwebs. I have to really clean them up, but so I can see my pretties. But otherwise, I just leave them because they are actually good for my plants. Now, anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. So, most plants or succulents that I have, I find their growing season is mostly from autumn, winter, and spring. A lot of them do go dormant in summer, although there are some that grows in summer. Now, this is a collection of agavoides that I have here. I was putting them out because I was deciding which one I'm going to put in the garden. So those three there, those are three different types of agavoides. But, okay, I'll just point this out. This one is called Echeveria franki. Well, agavoides franki. And this one is a frank hybrid. Oh, sorry, this one is number 40. And this one is a frank hybrid. Now, if you look at the three, this 1, 2, 3, they actually look very similar. You would say that they are one and the same plant. There's another plant called Echeveria Agavoides Frank Reynolds, but that grows quite big. So it's already in my garden. I have a small Frank Reynolds somewhere, but I couldn't find it. But anyway, so they're mainly medium size, and Frank Reynolds is quite large, and Frankie number 40 here are quite small or medium size, sorry, not small, medium size. Anyway, whether they grow really, really big when they're placed in the garden, I don't know. But these ones already here, these nice colored ones here, are cuttings. It's just sitting there for a few months because I kept forgetting. See, and look, cut it off a few months ago and the roots just grow because I cut them off in summer, and so it's been growing here for the last couple of months. Another baby is growing, hiding there, but I think that's still attached. Yep, that's still growing, so I need to remove these ones now. They're all just sitting. Oh, this one has taken root. Hang on. Look at that. So, oh, that one too. So you can see, and all new ones are growing again. So this is Echeveria franki. Very beautiful plant. But during summer, this is actually not very colorful. They're only like a touch of pink, but it's mostly green. Now these ones here, this is Lady's Choice. That one I'll pull back here. This one, I forgot what, this is ISA form. And that one there is Jade Star. And that one there is a Mestro in a pot grown in the shade. And this is a Mestro grown in sort of open air. full sun because there's no overhead covering for these ones here. So you can see the difference of the color. So this one and that one's the same plant, but this 1, 2, 3 are different plants, but they all look similar, don't they? Except, say for example, the ISA form here is just a little bit pointy, so as with Lady's Choice, but the two of them they look very similar or the same. So this one here is putting up, my Lady's Choice is putting up babies, so it's time to repot this, lift this up and put it in a bigger pot. And then that one I will leave that ISA form, and then the Jade Star is supposed to grow big as well. And I have a Vista Giant somewhere, but I couldn't find it at the moment. But anywho, this is the Agavoides. So Agavoides colors up, most of them during autumn, winter, and spring. And summertime, when you expose them to the sun or full sun, they start fading, the color fades away. So as with the Romeo. Romeo don't like, hang on, let's go back to the Romeo. Romeo also here don't like being exposed to the summer sun. Now down in the bottom here, this is Ebony, Echeveria Agavoides Ebony. Ebony has many different forms. This one here is also another Ebony. This is sort of a whitish in the center, but looks very similar to this one here, but this one on the edges, they've got those dark coloring. And this one's, okay, see, that's better. There you go. So this one is much more wider and rounder and fatter. Hang on, go here. The leaves, okay, I'll pull back. And that one is sort of a little bit skinnier. And that is a well-hydrated plant as well. And yet they sort of looks different. So one is fat and one is skinny. Now over here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of ebony. Even with the sun, I think it's better if I block it, okay? There you go. So you can see they're all ebonies, but they all look different. So there's yellow ebony, there's white ebony, there's a darker margin ebony, and there's ebony here that's sort of, I think that's a yellow one over there. And then that one there is lightly tippy, pointy, long eyelash one. And this one is just lots of lipstick. And amongst that's also another ebony here, which is like a really dark one as well and fat. And this one here is a lipstick, or should I say a hybrid of Agavoides red edge or lipstick. Oh my goodness, that ebony, that's beautiful over here. That one, oh, that's actually really like, I think it's sort of a white ebony as well, which reminds me I have to check on my big white ebony. My Whimsy is starting to color up. Look at that, it's looking delicious again. Normally at the end of summer, so the last month of summer, is when the color sort of starts coming out. So by that time in summer, normally last month of summer, it's like a song. The last month of summer, that's when the color sort of starts getting darker or more intense, but really quick. And then autumn, the first month of autumn and the second month of autumn is normally when they're in the height of their beautifulness. But this year is a little bit late because we've had so much rain. So this poor Whimsy is sort of, this is what it looks like in summer normally, or a bit more intense than that. And so this year it's a little bit pale, but nevertheless, it's still pretty. And my big bowl over here is also starting to color up. Look at them. Oh, gorgeous. And this year, this lot actually got attacked by mealybug, but I just sprayed it with my methyl and they're fine. This is Pachyphytum Egg Tart that I bought, was that 4 months ago? And I grew it under my grow light, and the center of it went really all beautiful peachy color. But then now I put it out here and it gets rained on, and as you can see, it's still wet because we just had a heavy downpour last night. And it started going green. I love, 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 love my Pachyphytum bracteosum because it always have that pink tips. Pachyphytum oviferum. They're all fat and gorge themselves. That's also an oviferum here. So that one there, as it matures, the color shows up more. Look at that, so fat, and there's weeds growing. I have to remove that oxalis that's growing there. And also these baby fingers, and they are all grown from a leaf, and they are also going nicely. Look at this. So that's my original plant, and that's already a baby, and it's grown in a small pot, and it's coloring up more if it's grown in a small pot. So if you put it with a lot of soil, then they tend to go green, especially if you give them lots of fertilizer. But if you hold off on the fertilizer and put it in a small pot, they become much prettier. This Ionium has been growing in a small pot for a long time because I kept forgetting to repot it. And finally, a couple of months ago, I just repotted it and it was asleep. And now it's waking up and showing beautiful colors. Look how intense that yellow in the center is with the red edge. It's just beautiful. This is just a beautiful plant. And my Medusa next to it, so this is Medusa. They're actually quite expensive still. I think they're still selling for about $60 a head. I have seen in some websites. This one is just starting to wake up. So when Ionium go to sleep, they sort of close off like this. And then they slowly open, and show their prettiness. But the colors doesn't come until about spring, middle of spring, and then they go to sleep. They start going to sleep because as the temperature goes up, then they go to sleep again. There are more agavoides here because we are talking about agavoides in it. So that's Taurus. This is Martin's hybrid here. I don't know if I can see this because the sun's, there you go. And another, that one now, which I got as Longissima, it's actually Gilva, red Gilva. And this one, it's just a hybrid agavoides, again with no name, but it looks so similar to the other plants. But anyway, those Romeos are just looking so lovely here in the shade. So Romeo, I think, is best grown in the shade, and it's the cold that triggers the color, I find, after growing them for so many years now. Well, so many years, when I say so many years, it's about, what, 3-4 years. Ooh, I just saw something. Okay, we just go over here. Oh, look at you, beautiful. What are you? Lemon and lime. Are you lemon and lime? Yeah, lemon and lime, variegated. See, it's a good thing I've got labels, or else I'll forget what they are. And those are my WJ, my WJ plants, and they are growing. So what died? I think only one Crystal Surprise. I can't remember. No, it's not Crystal Surprise. There's something else that died. But anyway, only one out of many, many that I've got. So, are you on the way out to Salmon? I don't know, but it's still alive. So while there's still life, there's hope. And when they get to that stage there where they're already having some dry leaves, I better have a close look on that one, just in case it decides to conk on me. That means die on me. Oh! Snow angel, oh no, oh no. Yes, so we're just talking about death. The angel's taken you away. So this one as well, I have, so look, rotted in the center, so that blackness. What do? I normally just remove to try and salvage all. Oops, black ones, forget it, that's dead. That's dead, oh no. Okay, that is dead. That is definitely, look how black that is. That is dead. So you can't help it, like they do die sometimes. But the other one, I think it was Elsa that died, and I was able to save some leaves, but I don't know if it has germinated yet. But also the salmon, I have to, oh, that's still hard, but I have to remove a couple of the bottom leaves here just to make sure that at least I have a chance of growing them, at least, so I don't lose the whole plant. Anyway, so this snow angel here, I'm not so broken hearted about that because this is my snow angel. I just want to back up. So this is my original snow angel, or the only one. But this one now, since it's all drying up in the bottom there, that tells me that this is ready to be chop, chop, chop. So we're gonna do chop, 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 chop. So I'm gonna chop, chop this month. What is it? May. Yes, that's right. But I'm gonna take this inside and grow it under the grow light because they do grow faster when grown under the grow light. And my Mendoza marinade. Okay, I haven't watered it, and look, that's ready because we had rain. It got wet a little bit on that side there, but the rest of it that hasn't been watered yet, so I'm gonna water that today as well. And look at beautiful that Bloody Maria or Blood Maria. I bought this for $10, so I did not grow this. And before it was green. I think it's one of my videos wherein I thought it could be something else, but it's not. And as it turned out, it's actually Bloody Maria or Blood Maria. And look how beautiful that red in the center. Oh my goodness, it's so gorgeous. And these are not expensive plants. They're quite cheap. And look how pretty it is. So it's underrated plant. Hang on, there's another one. But this one is sort of partly variegated on the side, so it's so insignificant with the variegation because they don't really look pretty when variegated. I prefer them when they're like this because something like that will grow into something. Hang on, I'm gonna try and okay, let's go here. They will grow into something like this. Oh, this is also Blood Maria here, but this one is still young. It's not as intense. Just dry leaf. So the color is still not intense, but this one, look how beautiful. Hang on. I am wrangling through here, but anyway. If I drop this, I'm gonna blame you. No, I'm not. Okay, it's my fault. It's my hand. It's my drop. Now, look how beautiful that is. So, an underrated plant that I believe deserves a place in your collection. So anyway guys, that's all for this video. I'm gonna have my breakfast. I haven't had breakfast yet, so time for brekkie, and then I'm gonna work on the garden because tonight, or well, tomorrow morning, the 6th of May is going to be frost forecast 0, and when it's forecast 0 normally we get frost, so I better get cracking and set up my protective area out in the front of my garden. Bye for now. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye. Have a good day. Okay, you go back here. Go back here.